motivational talk revolving around personal growth. I do apologize that I missed yesterday. I was gonna stream, but I had to hang out with the fam, bro. Sometimes it's just family time. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's just family time, and that's just how it goes. But we're back. We only missed one day. So, back on the personal growth series for 7 days. We're on day 3. Today, we're going to be talking about breaking limiting beliefs. We have to become the master of our own beliefs and our own thoughts. Whatever we believe is true, that's what's going to be true. It's really just that simple. What are limiting beliefs? Thoughts of self-doubt, unworthiness, lack of ability, and negativity. Okay? Where do these limiting beliefs come from? Now, identifying where these beliefs come from is a crucial part in actually rewiring your brain. Because if you believe something but you don't know why you believe it or where it comes from, it's very hard to change it. But if you understand the root cause of the belief, it really gives you your power back. That's what happened to me, right? I went internally and I decided to understand, like, why do I act the way that I act? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? The reason that I'm doing it is because of this, my past experiences, this, whatever, family, blah, 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 blah. And once you go internally and you actually realize, like, oh my gosh, this is why this is happening to me. This is why I'm believing. This is why I'm behaving the way that I'm behaving. It changes the game. Okay? So, the first thing as to where the limiting beliefs come from is family. Family. That's where it all starts, man. That's exactly where it all starts. Family usually passes down what they believe about themselves to you. If they are successful in life, typically you are successful. If they're unsuccessful, typically they pass down that belief that you're not going to achieve much either. Sometimes an unsuccessful family will push you beyond what you think is fair because they desire for you to be much better. I know a few people right now that in their family, right, they get pushed and pushed and pushed, and they have so much expectation on them. And the reason being is because their family really just wants better for them, right? And that's actually a really fortunate situation. Sometimes it may not seem like it's fair, but it's way better than somebody that your family members, right, they're not successful in their life, and then they push you down even further than where they are, or they expect you to be the exact same where they are. And that's the more unfortunate situation. So if you're in a situation where your family, they haven't been doing so well, they are not successful, they're poor, they're whatever the case may be, right? And then they're really expecting you to do much better and always pushing you to be better, that's a great sign that they really want you to break those generational curses. Don't take offense to it. Take pride in it and say, you know what? I'm going to live up to the expectations. I'm going to exceed the expectations because it's going to break the generational curses. All right? However you grow up, it shapes your perception of reality. It's really just that simple. Right? The second thing where limiting beliefs actually are birthed at is culture. Every culture has their stereotypical normalities, which simply means the parameters placed around your ethnicity and their capability, right? So I thought that this is pretty funny. I was brainstorming, writing some stuff down. We're going to talk about the black folks, man, because obviously I'm black. So, what are black people stereotypically known for? Being athletically gifted, right? That's a pretty good one. We eat a lot of fried food, right? We always eating some Popeyes chicken, some Raising Cane's, some KFC, right? We typically have difficulty containing our emotions, right? We have that gangster or that thug mentality. We are uneducated. We can never be on time, right? These are just a few things that are limiting beliefs about my culture, right? This is what society and this is what our own culture places in our brain about ourselves. These are just a few. And this, I'm just talking about the black folks. Every ethnicity, every culture has their limiting beliefs as to how they normally behave. And what your job is to do is to represent your culture, represent your ethnicity in the best way possible. You're not to uphold these stereotypical norms. You're to erase them, eradicate. You're to say, you know what? I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to be able to control my emotions, right? I'm going to be proper in the way that I speak, and I'm going to educate myself, right? Things of that nature. Punctuality. You're going to do the opposite. You're going to do the opposite because what you're doing is you're representing your culture in a better way, and you're going to really help reshape the thoughts about your culture. When somebody sees you, they're going to be like, you know what? He's not behaving like the normal person that you know, the stereotypical norms that I'm used to seeing. He's not doing that. So maybe they're heading in the right direction, right? So family, culture, and the last thing where stereotypical norms, or excuse me, where limiting beliefs are birthed at is past experiences. So whatever you have encountered in your life shapes your perception. Example, if you have been overweight for a long time, it's hard for your body and your mind to remember what it feels like to be at a proper weight because you've been overweight for so long. It becomes your new normal, right? If you always fail for your sports team's tryouts, then you believe that you're never good enough to try out in the first place. You believe that you're just born bad at sports. You're born not gifted and not athletic. If you have trouble in school, it makes you begin to believe that you're not intelligent, right? So what you have to start doing is utilizing these limiting beliefs as indicators to do the complete opposite. All right? Now, let's talk about how to treat the limiting beliefs. The first step into changing the limiting belief is to identify what it is and where it comes from. Oftentimes it's something that we can't control, right? Like I was talking about, family, culture, the past experiences, especially when you're young, you can't control it, man. You cannot control it. All you can do is experience it. And once you experience it, now you have the option to internalize it. And if you internalize a negative belief about yourself, then it's just going to go downhill from there, right? So you replace the negative thoughts with positive thoughts. You identify it first, see where it comes from. Was it your family? Is it stereotypical norms, past experiences? If it's any of those three, whatever it is, okay, now I've identified it. Now I understand where this belief comes from. Why am I overweight? Why do I believe that I'm not good enough? Why do I believe that I can't become the best streamer? Why do I believe that, you know, I can't run? Why do I believe that I will always be poor? Where does it come from? Once you do that, now you replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. I can run. I can become at a healthy weight. I can become a big streamer. I can become a big YouTuber, right? Whatever you want to do. You want to be the next Michael Jordan? Whatever you want to do, man. You want to be the next LeBron James? I can do it. I am capable of doing it. Start to replace can't with how can I. That's one of the biggest things that you would do in your life is realize something. If I keep saying that I can't, you never will achieve it. And it sounds cheesy, but it's actually reality. The more that you believe that you can do something and figure out how you can actually do it and how you can actually achieve it, that's when you're going to start to move in that direction. And then you're going to create goals revolving around your new belief. So for example, if you want to be at a healthy weight, what are you doing every day to make sure that you're at a healthy weight? Are you actually working out? And if you're working out, are you consuming the same amount of calories that you were to begin with to get yourself overweight? Or are you actually going to stop consuming so many calories per day? If you want to be a big streamer, you want to be a big YouTuber, are you actually streaming every single day so that you can see what it takes to become a streamer? Are you actually studying the YouTube algorithm? Like, what are you doing to become a big YouTuber? What are you doing to shed this weight and to become at a healthy weight, right? What are you doing? What type of plan do you have in action to actually achieve your goal? You have to have a plan. You have to have goals set in place and actually follow them in order to achieve the goal. It's really just that simple. You have to have a plan. And this is, see, when you don't have a plan, that's how your limiting belief will eat you alive. Because you don't know what you're doing. You have no plan and you're not following it. You have to have some type of plan in place and follow it. And if it doesn't work, okay, you can change the plan. But if you have no plan, your limiting belief is going to eat you alive every single day. That's how it goes. Okay? So, once again, you're going to identify the limiting belief. Where does it come from? What is the limiting belief that you have about yourself? What is making you feel bad about yourself? What are these negative thoughts that are reoccurring every single day? Where does it come from? You're going to start to replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts, positive affirmations, and you're going to create goals that you're going to follow every single day revolving around your new belief. All right? The quote of the stream is, free yourself from the imprisonment of your own limiting beliefs. The crazy part is, guys, is that we live in our heads most of our lives. We're trapped in our own head. We're trapped. You have to get out of your head. You have to stop being trapped in your own mind and in your creating your own prison. We have to live in our heads 24/7, right? So make it a beautiful place. Make it a place in which you are achieving abundance and achieving something with your life. Don't make it a place to where the negative thoughts are consistently revolving around. This is why I was telling you guys 2 days ago to start meditating, because then you can start to replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. You can start to reshape your perception. You can start to reshape your reality. Okay? Now let's talk about something that I had to fix my mind on. And I had to fix my mind when it came to responsibility and reality. I thought it was okay to be lackadaisical. I thought it was okay to live in a fantasy land, essentially, right? I thought it was okay to live in a fantasy land, as if everything was going to be handed to me, everything was going to be passed down, everything was just going to work out somehow. I had no plan of action. I was just being lackadaisical. That was my limiting belief. Believing that living in the fantasy land, in a fantasy world, in a fake world, is somehow going to get me from point A to point B. And it never did. It never crossed my mind that, for a long time, it never crossed my mind that you have to get a plan. You have to stick to the plan. And it has to be achievable. It also has to be within the parameters of reality. Like, sitting up there streaming every day, that's fine. Sitting up there streaming every day, that's fine. But if it's not bringing in no type of money where you're going to be able to support yourself, support others, bring some money to the table, help others, do something. If you're not doing, like, I was just streaming every day and that was cool. But I'm talking about real responsibility, really having to pay them bills, really having to put food on the table, really having to protect and provide for somebody. It was not enough. So you might be doing something that's really beneficial or that's working out in a certain form or fashion, but if it's not enough, it's not enough. And that's where I was kind of stuck in my life. I was just sitting there believing that, in a fantasy world, like if I just keep streaming, I'll be okay. If I just keep playing the video game, I'll be okay. And eventually, sometimes your side hustle can turn into a very lucrative activity that you do. It can replace your job. It could become your job, right? But in the meantime, in between time, you have to have something that's actually fueling your responsibilities. It has to fuel it. It has to fuel your life. You have to be able to live off of something, right? And you don't want to be in a position, and this is why I love to talk to the younger people, because you cannot be relying on other people. You can't rely on your parents forever. You can't rely on your guardian forever. They're not going to be here. That's the thing that people really don't understand, and they don't seem to get through their head. Gamer Asylum was good, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like YouTube is a hobby, right? It's a side hustle. But if you're not bringing in hundreds of thousands of views every day, I'm just being real, bro. You're not making enough money, and you're not gonna be. It's not sustainable, right? I mean, and granted, you can believe in it all you want, but you can't live in a fantasy world and think that that's the only thing that you can do. Back to the point of you can't live off of your parents or your parental guardian, your guardian, right? You cannot live whatever is your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whoever you're living with that's supporting you. You cannot believe that they're going to be here forever, because something is going to happen to them. They could get ill, they could get physically injured, they could pass away. Anything could happen. And then what? Now you have to struggle. Now you have to figure out what you got to do. This is why my grandmother always told me, never rely on anybody. Don't rely on anybody. Right? You work and you're in school, that's your moneymaker. Exactly, bro. Like, you have to have some type of career. You have to have a good job. And then you can do your side hustles. Right? And a lot of these YouTubers, you see, the thing about being a YouTuber is this, is that if you start early enough, if you start when you 13, 14, 15, you have years. You have years to figure it out, so you're good. But if you start it when you are like, I don't know, 19, 20, 21, 22, that's cool. But at that point, you already have to have a job and a career in place, brother. A lot of these YouTubers that are really successful today, you know what they did? They started off when they were really, really young, and they just kept going and kept going and kept going, and eventually it turned into a very profitable career for them. But they started when they were young. They had so much time, right? If you're going to do a side hustle and you really believe in it, that's perfectly fine. But give yourself enough time. Start early enough, and then still be seeking other opportunities to bring in revenue. Right? And you know what? It's never too late, brother. Gamer Asylum, it's never too late. That's the point that you have to understand. It's never too late to step it up to the plate. You know? That's just how it goes. We have to give ourselves leeway. We have to give ourselves, we can't be too hard on ourselves at the end of the day. We're not going to do everything right. We're not going to do everything perfect. But as long as you pick yourself up where you left off and you realize, like, okay, you know what? I might have been messing up. I might have been messing around. But that's okay. I'm going to make up for this time. I'm going to work extremely hard every single day. I'm going to put it in every single day. And I'm going to look up and I'm going to be exactly where I need to be. You know? He said they think that I'm gonna do a YouTube channel and I'm gonna be rich. Yeah, hey bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy work, bro. It's crazy work. So that's where I was at with my limiting belief, right? Just being lackadaisical, living in a fantasy world, living in a fantasy land, and just not really stepping it up to the plate until I did. And that's why I'm where I'm at right now, right? I'm working out every day. I'm seeking God. I'm reading my Bible. I'm going to church. I'm working extra hours at my job, extra hours, making sure that I'm able to support myself, making sure that I'm able to put some money to the side for retirement, for a wedding, for my woman, for all this different stuff. And I did this on my own. Nobody had to tell me to do this. You see, it feels really good to step up to the plate when nobody is telling you. Step up to the plate when nobody has to tell you, bro. That's what feels really good. When somebody has to tell you, it's like, man, you know what? I actually knew I was supposed to be doing that and I just didn't do it. That's when it sucks, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's when it sucks. But when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing before anybody can even say anything, now that's when you hit the hammer with the nail. Like, you know what? Nah, bro. I'm already doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody will give you some advice to enhance what you're already doing, and then you take off like a rocket. All right? So, easy stream, man. Easy stream right here, bro. If you guys are just joining, we're talking about breaking limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? thoughts of self-doubt, unworthiness, lack of ability, and negativity. You have to identify where it comes from, whether it's family, culture, past experiences. You have to understand where it comes from, because that's going to help you eradicate that limiting belief. Okay? And what you're going to do to eradicate or to erase that limiting belief is you're going to identify it. You're going to understand where it comes from and what it is. You're going to start to replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And then you're going to create goals revolving around your new belief. All right? So the call of action for the stream today is take one of your limiting beliefs and flip it. Whatever it is. Whatever it is that you are experiencing in your lifetime that is negative right now, understand that it's okay. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Understand, like, I messed up. Yes, I'm not where I want to be right now, but I'm going to do this, and this every single day until I make it happen, until I reach my goal. Once I reach my goal, I'm going to set even bigger goals. I'm going to set even bigger heights. And now I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, right? So take one limiting belief, flip it, start to say it every day. Like, for example, I'm flipping my YouTube channel around. I'm not no gamer no more, but I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a motivational talker. So I have to believe that I can flip my YouTube channel around. Gain 22,000 subscribers off of gaming. And now I want to change direction. And I know that I can do it. I believe that I can change direction with my channel and become an even bigger YouTuber than I was before. I have to believe it and I have to say it. You have to say it and you have to believe it before it actually happens. Positive affirmations, develop a plan that's going to make it come alive, and that's how you win. Okay? So that is day 3 of personal growth. If you guys haven't checked out the previous streams, man, make sure that you do. We're doing a 7-day series about personal growth. The first day was just the basics. What is personal growth and why does it matter? Day 2 was self-awareness, which is the first step to transformation, because you have to just be honest with yourself. You have to go deep internally and be true about who you are. And now we're talking about today, breaking limiting beliefs, breaking the self-doubt, breaking out of this prison in your own mind, and really realizing that I can do whatever I set my mind to. I can do whatever I set my mind to. All I got to do is develop a plan, stick to it, and understand what's going on. And that's it. Okay? So I love y'all, man. Keep your head held high. That's all I got to tell you. Keep your head held high. Don't let nobody put you down. Don't let nobody talk smack to you. Don't let nobody treat you any kind of way. And figure out what you want to do with your life and do it. It don't matter what age you're at. It doesn't matter how much you've messed up in the past. You are redeemed, you are justified, and you can move forward. Okay? So, I love y'all, man. Tomorrow, I got some more juicy content for y'all, man. I'm going to stream at around the same time. I know that I have church at 6:30, so I'm probably going to try to stream a little bit before. I might start my stream at 5, because if I don't, then it's going to kind of interfere with me going to church for the evening service. All right? So, hey, man, keep your head held high, like I said. Make sure that you subscribe. Don't forget to like the stream as well, man. I will see y'all boys in the next motivational talk.